Good morning, everybody. Welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. Happy Tuesday! Scan and cut day. It doesn't feel like a week since last week. When I came back, I did first scan and cut. It feels like a month ago, that. There's a lot happened in a week, I'll tell you. Thank you for joining us. We've got a fabulous team this morning. We've got our Sam on cameras till our Jane gets here because she's stuck in blinking traffic. Every which way you go, there's roadworks. Mad, isn't it? Why don't they just all the different things coordinate together? I remember Blackburn Town Centre was block paved, and that was a massive job. And then 3 months later, they decided they had to dig it up to get the gas main sorted. I'm like, why don't you do that first? Anyway, whatever. So we've got Sam, we've got a lovely Diane producing.
Morning.
Look at you, bright and early.
Early.
That's yeah for you. Yeah, you don't do mornings very well, do you?
I don't do bright at this
Like I'm wide awake at 5:30 going, right, what can we do? Diane's like, no. And you've got me for the 3 hours today, so 8, 12 and 6. We've got some lovely shows coming up for you today. We've got the World of Gnomes. We've got brand new heat transfers, which we're going to do in the next hour with David. So lots of goodies coming your way. We've also, look at this, got a whole family of scan and cuts available for you to choose from. I've done all my maths. Look, can you see all my little pieces of paper on there? Came in early, did all my maths, so you know exactly what you're paying and exactly what you're going to get. And we've got some fabulous SVG files for you. We've got a deal on CM mats. So we got the wrong delivery in. And rather than send them back, you thought, you know what, we'll do a deal. We've got some beautiful metallic pens. Can I just show you these before we get into it? Because these are beautiful. I'm going to just take that gold and grab this piece of card on here. Look at the brush nib on those. How beautiful is that? And you get 30 pens. Beautiful, aren't they? Look how fine that nib is. This, for doing little bits of metallic here and there, even if you do it by hand, is fabulous. £1 a pen before you discount. It's not bad, is it? I know, we've got all sorts of good stuff going on today. Right, let me do the housekeeping, get that out of the way, and then we can get stuck in. Now, we might not get lots and lots and lots of demos done in this hour, but 12 and 5, 12 and 6, I don't know where 5 came from, 12 and 6 we absolutely will. So, let's start at the beginning, shall we? Live shopping. What's it all about? Well, there's various platforms that you can watch us on. So you can watch us on YouTube. Now, I like that because you can put us on your big TV. When I was off over Christmas, if I watched any of you, I had on my TV on YouTube. I know, it's good. You can also watch us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also watch us on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, to shop on either Facebook or Instagram, each product that we show you will have a code. And all you need to do to purchase that is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. So it couldn't be easier. You'll then receive a direct message. In that message, you'll find a link. Click that. That will take you to our website where you need to log into your account so you get your club member benefits and then check out those baskets. And on digital product, the sooner you check them out, the sooner you can download it and start playing with it, which is super cool. If you prefer to shop directly on the website, you can also do that. You don't need shop codes for that. Just go onto highlightcrafts.com, click play, and as soon as that show goes live, all the products will appear down the right-hand side of your screen. You then just select the ones you want to buy. They go into a little red shopping bag at the top of your screen, and when you're ready to log in and check out, you're going to click on that bag, and that will take you through that process. Now then, if you are brand new to us here at Highlight Crafts, first of all, welcome. Please put a little comment into the chat underneath the video, then we can give you a nice warm highlight welcome. But before you shop with us, I would really like it if you went to our website, opened an account, because by opening an account, which is free, which you would expect it to be, you also become a member of Club Highlight, which is also free. But what that means is every time you shop with us, you're not going to pay the price that you see on the screen, because you will get extra discount on every order, loyalty points back, so 5 loyalty points back for every £1 that you spend, and on a basket spend over £35 after your discounts, we're going to pay you postage. So you can take that money and put it towards something crafty, which is super cool, isn't it? Right, I'm going to start with, Ooh, where do I start? I don't know where to start. I'm going to start with these SVG files first of all, because we brought you this one last week. So let's start with the one that we brought you last week in case any of you missed it, because it was just the beginning of January, wasn't it? You might not have been ready to come back to ScanNCut yet. Oh, and just for those of you that are in the club, I'm designing and filming it this week. So as soon as it's out there, we'll let you know on social. So every Monday at 9 o'clock now, our lovely Corinne is going to launch a card shape or a box shape of the week. And you can either buy it as physical templates or you can buy it as an SVG file. Now, last week we bought you the 3D book, which is this one. Look at this. So you get all the files that you need to build this book. And then if you watch the show back from last week, I showed you how to create all the matte layers for it, etc., and how to build it. Shop SVG. This is $4.99, guys. If you've got a fiver to spend, this is fabulous. And of course, because it's ScanNCut, you can resize it. So you could have a book that big or a book that big, and all the different things in between, all the different sizes in between, which is fabulous. So if you want that one, Shop SVG will get you that for $4.99. Now, yesterday, Corinne launched the Exploding Box SVG, and we're going to work with this one first. So this is the box. Well, let me show you this one, because this is the one that you can make. So this is a small version, and when you open it up, look, it's got the little hearts in the corners. How beautiful is that? Look at that, with a little bit of moss and the little boy with his puppy inside. Isn't that glorious? And if you're thinking, well, I haven't got pictures that big, just shrink them down. Ask it to print several on a page and you'll end up with the size that you want. It's super cute, that, isn't it? So what I want to teach you today, you might look at this and go, well, you've just cut this out and then put your letters in between. What I actually did was created the love word as an aperture, and I want to teach you how to line that up and get it perfect today, because although I've put a piece of cream card behind so I could put the pink letters on, you could put acetate behind there. It could be a printable acetate. If you've got some very shallow foam tape, we do one that I think is about 1 mil. You could actually make each one of those into a shaker. So it's the technique that I want to teach you for this, and it's super cool. And again, all scalable, which is what we want, isn't we? We don't want a box in one size, we want it in lots of sizes. So if you want this one, again, $4.99. Shop Digital will get you that one into your baskets. Right, now then, there's another one. This is super exciting. So last Saturday, Corinne and I launched these as mini stencils. All right, so you bought them as physical stencils, and I said that we would be doing a lot with this on Tuesday, and we are going to. So all 12 of them. Now, when you buy SVG files and you've got a ScanNCut, this is Shop Flower, $9.99. These aren't just cutting files. These are drawing files, foiling files, embossing files. You could add your paper piercing into that if you wanted to as well. But what we can do is take part of a stencil and do something, if I've got a piece of black card anywhere, completely different with it. And that's what we're going to do in the shows today. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that lovely? Now again, scalable, because there's no part in there that if you made it smaller, it wouldn't be able to cut. So you can have that really big. So maybe you want it on the card front like this. Maybe you want it on a scrapbook page so that you've got your photographs. Maybe you want a smaller version in a journal. Maybe you want to split it and create a gatefold card with it. All these options because you own a ScanNCut. Now then, the other one I wanted to show you, same file. Look at this. How beautiful is that? Now, we're going to play around with this one because there's so many different things that you can do with this. But this is just taking that flower head, and you can create all of these amazing things. And then, this is my favourite. Look at that. How cool is, I know Jane's mouth's just hit the floor.
Me that last night.
Oh, I hadn't done it when you left last night. I'm still here. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now imagine that paper pieced back in. And this piece you make from that flower. How cool is that? Do you know what? I love ScanNCut. It's blinking brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely Brilliant. Right, if you want that one, shop flower £9.99. Remember, you're going to get your club discount off that. You're going to get your loyalty points back, and there won't be any postage. So when I'm doing designs like this later on, you could be doing them at the same time if you get that today and get it downloaded. That's cool, isn't it? Now, I talked about CM mats earlier. We ordered the wrong ones. So rather than sending them back, we thought, you know what? We'll do a deal. So we have a deal for you on your CM mats. If you're an SDX user, please don't buy these because they won't work. We'll get the details put on the screen for you. Now we have a bundle with 1 standard and 2 low tack. And the reason I asked Diane to put it into a bundle like that is because if I could get Brother to make a mat that had no adhesive on, I would do it in a heartbeat, because with your stencil glue you can retack it to the level of adhesive that you need. So for example, if you're cutting something like construction weight acetate, you're going to want your mat really sticky, because every time it goes round, and it'll go around a few times, it can lift slightly, so you want a really sticky mat. But then if you're using something like your reflections on a 140, you want a lower tack mat. So then you've got your low tack mats in there. Now, we've got, oh, I think the screen's frozen, Diane, so I can't see the details. Sorry, darling. Shop mixed, $39.99 before your discount. We'll get you 2 low tack and a standard CM mat for $39.99. 10%'s already gone. I'm not surprised. £13.33 a mat before your discount, and you'll still get your points back, which is just fabulous, isn't it? Now we also have another offer for you, which is on your low tack mats, and we've got those on a buy one get one free for you as well. So if you want those two, shop low, and the price is $24.75 for 2. All right, so you'll be paying £12.37.5. So slightly less. I know that's good maths for me this morning. I was like, wow. That just happened. Right, so that's that bit. Now then, let's have another look at these pens. I'm going to go back to the Booknook, and I'm going to do the machines in a minute as well, because I don't want anybody missing out. These are lovely. Every single one of them is metallic, and they have this wonderfully fine brush nib to them. Now these won't go in your universal pen holder, but I wanted these on the show just to add, so you can add a little bit of detail. I can't get over how delicate the lines are. Now if you have, it's shop pens, it's $29.99. If you have the wax melt kit, you know the pens that come in there, these are those pens. So now for your wax melts as well, you've got all of those different colours that you can explore, which is really exciting. So all 30 of them, shop pens, $29.99, then you'll get your discount, then you'll get your loyalty points back, and get that basket spend to over £35 after your discounts, and we'll pay your postage. Right, let's say good morning to a few of you, shall we? Because we haven't done that this morning. Wow, there's a lot of, wow, flipping it, loads of people. Back, got the screen back. Ria's with us from the Netherlands. Morning. We've got Mrs. TB, we've got Sue, Lorraine, Karen, Norma, Rachel, Doppo. I haven't seen your name before. Are you new? If you're, let me know. Then we can give you some confetti and welcome you. Fran, we've got Amanda with us. We've got Sandra. We have all these buttons that we can press. It's brilliant. We've got Linda, Veronica, Tim's with us this morning. We've got Heather with us. We've got Ali with us. We've got Barbara B with us. A.G. Griffin, I'm not surprised. And you know what? Every Tuesday at 8, 12 and 6, we do scan and cut shows. So wherever you normally watch your craft, watch us here, because we bring you live crafting 6 days out of 7. And on the 7th one, we have a rest and we put repeats out for you as well. There's so many of you joining us this morning. This is incredible. Thank you so much. I'm not going to read everybody's name out because we'll be here till 3 weeks next Friday. But thank you for joining us. I'm in a proper silly mood today. Can you tell? I know, I'm a bit.
Did you have a good sleep?
I did have a good sleep, actually. Yeah, I did. And I went to bed later than normal because I was sat up chatting with Stephanie. And then when I went to bed, I just went like that. Right, now then, the next thing I want to talk to you about is Booknooks. Now, Booknooks have been around for a long time. And there's different ways that you can buy them and make them. And I bought one over Christmas. It cost me $76.99. And it's great, but I realised it's assembly, all right? So you're not really doing much. You're popping it out and you're gluing it together, and that was in my mind. And then last night, Stephanie does a painting club, and one of the ladies came in, and she's called, she's lovely, and she said to me, how's your Booknook going? I went, good. The one at home. She said, yeah. She said, I got one for Christmas. It was £45 and it took me 45 minutes to assemble. And that's the difference. You're assembling. So what we wanted to do with ours was come from a completely different angle, a different direction. So on Saturday, Stephanie and I pre-launched, because the first one will come out in February. Our lovely Lauren, who used to do all the digital Craftorium files, has just come back off maternity. So the first 3 days last week, she was breaking herself in a bit gently, and I get it, because it's a wrench. Started to do the files for our first Booknook. Now, the way that this will work is, have we got the deal on all three, Diane?
We have, I'm just replying to a comment.
Lovely, that's all right. The way this will work is you're going to buy files and artwork, okay? So you'll buy the files for the actual book itself, which is this. Now, you can cut it out of construction weight acetate, or you can cut it out of card and glue a couple of layers together if that works better for you. It's entirely up to you, but you're going to get the files. Then you're also going to get the files for the Nook, which is like the little book, the box that it slides in. So all of this, all of those workings will go into either a grey board box, if you decide to make it out of grey board, because you'll have your SVG files. If you've got a Glowforge, you could cut it on the Glowforge, but we're also going to bring you an MDF outer, which will be a separate product on the show. So it's entirely up to you. If you think, no, I've got loads of grey board, Mel, I can do it out of that, brilliant, you'll get the files for that. And then you'll get the files for every single piece of artwork. Now this one, I'm going to say is about 20-25% done. We just didn't have time to finish it because our lovely Lauren, it took her 3 days to do this bit because there's a lot of work goes into this. So your first one is going to be this, which is your secret garden. All right, now we've done them on a special price for you as a pre-order. All right, so your secret garden is going to be your first one. We're going to be bringing lights, we're going to be bringing all sorts of little bits and bobs. Think about all your cadence that you can add into this as well. And then you will be able to create a Booknook. And then one Tuesday out of every month, the 3 shows will be dedicated to cutting and building the Booknook. So you'll get your education through your Tuesday shows, which will be great. So your first month, which will be next month, is going to be your Secret Garden Booknook. Yes, everybody's asking, will they get a list of what they need? Yes, absolutely, we'll be all over that. I'm very excited about this.
Pat wanting to start early.
I think Pat is probably wanting to start early. So if you want to make it out construction weight acetate, you're going to need that. You're going to need your 140 pure print, because I chose to do it on 140 and then back it onto a piece of coloured card so it looked really lovely. You could do it out of 250. The only thing is you will see that white edge, but if you're happy to go in and ink it, or you don't mind white edges, then you can do that as well. So your first one is going to be your secret garden. This will launch in February. All right, your second one is going to be this one. So you go through the door in the secret garden into a magical world. Look at this. Now, we were talking about this the other day. So this, your globe, could be a little resin sphere if you wanted it to be, or it could be a highlight look sticker. So what we'll do is we'll put everything together. There'll be extra accessory kits that you can buy if you want to, or you might want to use your own stash. It's entirely up to you. But this will be your second one, your magical wizarding world. It's exciting, isn't it? And then your third one, which will come out in March, is going to be your flower and book shop. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love this idea. Now, $109.99 is going to get you all 3. It's not $109.99 each. I know, you can breathe. It's not. We're on a special deal. We're holding it until, I believe, till the end of this month, beginning of Feb. So if you don't get paid till the beginning, you can still get it. And this is going to be absolutely fabulous. And we're going to do it together. We're going to go on a journey, a Booknook journey. And if you're wondering what on earth is a Booknook is a designed element, a decorative project that can go on a bookshelf in between your books. Mine aren't going on a bookshelf because my bookshelves are upstairs. This is going on my sideboard or on my mantelpiece or somewhere like that. But this is going to be a lot of fun and we're going to go on that journey together. So shop book, $109.99 is going to get you all three. So February, March and April. We will put a list out of everything that you need. Absolutely we will. But join in, because we're going to build this Booknook community. It's going to be fabulous and I'm really excited. So if you want that, shop book, we'll get you that one for $109.99. Now, speaking of the mixed mats, all right, 30%. So you're getting 2 low tack and a standard. These are CM machine. So if you're looking at an SDX, this isn't for you. CM users, I know, we ordered the wrong ones. How happy are you? I know, me too. All three of them, $39.99 should be. Is that £60.30, Diane? £69.30. Wow. And you're getting a £30, well, near enough a £30 saving before you discount. 2 low tack, 1 standard. We'll shop mixed, we'll get you that. If you just want 2 low tack, and if you're thinking, why did you put 2 low tack in? Because you can retack them with your stencil glue for what you need. That's why I chose to do it that way. If you just want 2 low tack on a buy one get one free, you can get 2 of them for $24.75. So that works out slightly cheaper, but you don't get your standard one in there, so it's up to you which one you prefer. Right, now then, the other thing we've also got on here for you is styluses. How many of you lost it? I managed to find one though. Oh, it's up, look, it's up, I'm here. I feel like, oh, I need to get, my name's Mel Heaton and I lost my stylus. We're going to give you 5 of these, just little styluses. They've got that nice soft foam tip to them. $9.99 is going to get you all 5, which is great. Colours will vary, but you will get 5 of them, so it's always worth having those, isn't it? I quite like these on my phone as well, you know. Because when I'm sick of, why do they make keyboards that big? And letters that big? I'm like, what are you doing? All right, making things small, but then like that. Anyway, whatever. Right, let's talk 140 pure print, shall we? Because pure print is the one that I use all day, every day. There's even a tray in our big printer in the creative room dedicated to 140 pure print. Now, pure print is a fabulous card. It has a decent length of fibre. It's fabulous if you are using it with your alcohol markers, because we do it in 300 GSM. If you like colouring with alcohol markers, that card is superb for it. But we also do 140. Now, the difference between a die and a ScanNCut in the way that it cuts is a die has that raised area, but it's slightly beveled, which means that when it cuts, it almost tucks itself in. When you cut with a ScanNCut, it's a straight blade. So you do see that white edge on the edge of your paper. That's why I prefer to work with a thinner paper, because then that edge isn't as pronounced. So I always use 140. Also, if you're cutting out reflections and they're going onto a card, it's already going to be sturdy enough. So you get 100 sheets, shop pure, $12.99. Now we do another pure print called Premium. Please don't buy that for your ScanNCut, because the mat loves it, it sticks to it, and it doesn't want to give it you back. It's that good. If you ever get paper stuck on your card like that, don't go in with your scraper like that. Take it to the tap, run it under the tap, let that water penetrate through that card, and then you can scrape it off, and then you can retack your mat. So if you want your pure print, shop pure, $12.99 is going to get you 100 sheets. That's going to last you quite a long time. We also have our vellum on the show for you as well. We might do a little bit of embossing with some of the stencils later on. $12.99 is going to get you 6 sheets. Now, I chose this specific vellum to work with the embossing tool set that we bring you as an accessory for your SDX or your CM. And the reason for that is when they designed, so I went to Brother and said, please can we have something that will emboss on parchment? And they were like, why? So then I had to explain why, and then they got it, and then they were like, yeah, all right, we can do that. So 280 GSM means that when you get your embossing starter kit, and it will come in a box like this, you've got this white mat in the back. Now, the only way that embossing works is if you've got something to push that ball tool into that's soft. And that white mat is like a very, very thin layer of memory foam. So when you put your parchment on top, it doesn't need any adhesive, it just holds it in place. It's really clever. And you go around with that ball tool. I start on a very low pressure, so I start with -1 pressure for embossing, let it go around once, then I up it to 0, let it go around again, and then I go to +1 and let it go around a third time. And the ball tool doesn't pierce that vellum, because if that ball tool goes through a thin vellum and carries on moving and you're not watching, it will drag that white mat and it will damage it. You can get new ones, but I don't want you to have to do that. I want you to get the best vellum so that it works perfectly. It's also printable, and it's beautiful printed. Right, so that's that bit. Scraper. If you don't own a scraper, you need one, please, because I went to Brother with the little one that comes with it and went, what's that? I did. I literally went in.
You said it just like that.
I did. Well, I said it worse than I went in. I went, what's that? They went, it's to clean your back. I went, are you kidding me? It's 12 by 12, man. What are you doing? Let's make a proper scraper. I actually took the Dreamweaver metal one with me that we used to paste through with metal stencils. Dreamweaver, that's going back a while. And they came up with this, and it's brilliant. It's great for putting your card on your mat. It's also brilliant for cleaning your mat. Shop Scraper, £13.49 will get you that one in your basket. Don't miss out on that because it's fabulous. At Shop Scraper. We also have a CM blade for you today. We've got all the other accessories, can I just say, on order from Brother. So don't panic, we'll be getting them all back in. Standard cut blade for your CM. Now I'm going to let you into a little thing here. If I'm doing a box or something that's got a lot of perforation lines on, in fact, I use my CM holder and my CM blade, and I just set the pressure and the blade depth because, and I'll tell you why it's weird that, isn't it? Why is she doing that? Well, when you've got a CM and it perforates, it does that. So it cuts the lines, it cuts them perfectly, but it's quick. When you've got the SDX with the auto blade, it goes down, up like that. So it's slower. So if I'm doing a lot, I'll put the CM blade in my CM holder, put it in my SDX, doesn't make it an auto blade, but you put your pressures and your blade depth. So for an average cardstock, say 250, you probably have your pressure on 1 and your blade on 5, but it speeds up the process. Now, if you're not bothered about that, brilliant, just use your auto blade, but it's a little tip for you there as well. Right, now then, we've also got, Booknook was part of the ScanNCut Club. I don't.
He's asked if it means it's no longer part of the ScanNCut Club. It wasn't.
It was never part of the ScanNCut Club. So let me explain exactly what the ScanNCut Club is. So we launched it a few months ago, and every month, once a month, I design something from scratch, usually from the shapes inside the machine's memory, and you'll get like a background paper download with it to decorate your project with. And it was £30, it was £29.99, you got 3 months, and every month you got a download and your videoed class. So you could then learn your machine, and it's a really good way of learning your machine, to be fair, because the best way to learn it is to use it, and the best way to use it is to make something. So that was the club. So that club was £10 a month. The Booknook is something completely different. So it's not going to be a video tutorial. You're going to get the education for that within one of the Tuesday shows. All right. So whichever Tuesday it launches, the show after that will be all based around the Booknook. The Booknook has never been part of the club. It's two completely separate things. We are going to start a Booknook community where you can all share your designs. Which will be really exciting as well, because you don't have to build it the way that we build it. You can add your personality into it. So the Booknook is something completely different. All right, just want to make that crystal clear. That's nothing to do with the club. Right, now then, we've also got a deal on your construction acetate as well. Now this is the one that I use to build the actual book itself with all the little slits in the side. Oh, I don't know, but it's very thick. Now, it'll go round 4 or 5 times to cut this, so it's not a quick thing. You can cut it out of card if you prefer, but this is, you usually get a micron rather than a GSM with acetate. It's heavy. It's very heavy. Listen. It's brilliant. So we've got this on a buy one get one free. Get this now because you're going to want it for your Booknooks. All right, so if you've signed up, you've joined the community, the Booknook community, which I'm so excited about, I can't tell you. I'm willing Thursday to come along because this afternoon and tomorrow I need to design and film the club. But after that, Lauren's working on more layers and I can't wait. And what we're going to do is I'm going to strip all that out and then I'm going to put lots of cadence in, bits of moss, little pebbles. It's going to be so exciting. So join us for that if you can. Karen says, having watched the launch of the Booknooks with Mel and Stephanie on Saturday, gave me the oomph to revisit the bookcase display we have at work. I've been working on the rustic birdhouse to decoupage and some robins to dot about. Still got lots to print out for kids to cut. Thank you for the inspiration. Karen, you're very welcome. I'm glad we've inspired you. That's exciting, isn't it? Love that. Right, so that's that bit. Now then. We have got a lot of people watching us this morning, a lot of people. In fact, I think that's probably, apart from the event, the most we've ever had watching, right? Yeah. So thank you for joining us. Do you know what? No, I am. I'm actually going to say I'm really proud of what we've done here at Highlight Crafts with ScanNCut, because for the first time in 10 years, last year, towards the end of last year, we went to the NEC and Bath. Instead of having 60% of people come up and say, I've got one, it's still in the box, there was probably about 5%, which means that it's working, which is fabulous. Because my most favourite part of my job is teaching ScanNCut, because I don't have pictures in colour, but I can look at shapes and go, right, if I did that, that and that, I can make that. And it's just in my head. That's part of my DNA, I think. So it's lovely that everybody is joining in. Spread the word. You know, anybody that's got a ScanNCut club, a craft club, just any club, anything at all, anywhere where you can get in contact with more crafters, spread the word that that's what we do here at Highlight Crafts, as well as all our other regular shows as well, because we need as many people watching as we possibly can, right? Right, I'm going to come through these. 20% of the pens are already allocated, so congratulations if you've got those into your basket. Let me just show you that brush nib again because it's blown away. I'm definitely having these in my stash. Look at that. Now, these are the pens that you get with your wax seal kit. So instead of just having gold and silver, now you've got 30. So you could do blue on blue, pink on pink, etc., etc. How cool is that? Love those. Shop pens, $29.99. Right, I'm going to start here. And once I've done this bit, we're going to start the demo. We're going to start with the 135. Now, this is a lovely little machine, actually. It's an SDX. So all three of them that we're about to show you are SDXs. I want to give you the money and the breakdown and what's included so you can make a decision. You're right, Jen, just chuck them out the way. Love, I know it's easier to lean, isn't it? Right, so the 135 has full auto blade connectivity. If you go onto Brothers' website now, their recommended retail price is £549. So it's the SDX, but with the bigger screen. And that's important to quite a lot of people. Inside the machine's memory, you're going to get 682 designs. So that's all sorts of images, icons, phrases, borders, all sorts of different items to be able to cut out, draw, foil, emboss, all of that crazy thing that we do with ScanNCut. You're also going to get 9 full fonts, so uppercase, lowercase, numbers and punctuation. Now, the recommended retail is $549. We're bringing it to you at $399, so you've already got £150 knocked off Brothers' recommended retail, which is great. You get a standard mat in the box. That's what comes with it, your stylus, your spatula and your blade and your housing. Now it's $399. And I've worked all of these discounts out in tier 1. So tier 1 gets you 5% discount. So with your 5% discounts, it brings it down to £37. No, £37, that'd be good, wouldn't it? 370, I know, wouldn't it? Flipping heck, I'll have 10, please.
Diane panicking.
I know, Diane nearly bought one then. £379. Jane nearly dropped the camera and went, shop, brother, right? £379 and 5 pence. Then you're going to get £18.90 points credited back to your account in a couple of weeks' time. So the actual money that you're paying out, taking off the discount and taking into consideration the points value you're going to get back, comes out at £360 and 15 pence. So if that's your budget, fabulous. Obviously, if you're in a higher tier, you'll get a bigger discount, but that's the least amount that you're going to get discount. All right, so that's your SDX135. Exactly the same functionality as the others. All the buttons are the same. The auto technology is the same. So that's your choice. Right, next one, SDX1200. This is the one that sits on my desk at home. This is the one that sits on my desk at work. And this is the one that our lovely Amanda bought when the SDX first came out. Now, the recommended retail for this is $599. We're bringing it to you at, oh, I've done the wrong maths. I thought it was on at $449. I did too. All right, Diane's going to change it. We're bringing it down to $449 because she can. Brilliant. Now, all of these we're going to order. So we're going to order them in from Brother, and then as soon as they arrive from them, we'll ship them out. They're usually pretty quick, but we're saying 7 to 10 days. Obviously, they're coming sooner, we'll ship them out. So we're bringing it to you at $449. Now, in the box with this one, you get a low-tack mat and a standard mat. You get your pen holder and your pens. You get your fabric auto blade, which I have to say is absolutely superb. You also get your regular auto blade technology, which is fantastic. You get your stylus and your spatula. Now then, that one, inside the machine's memory, you've got 1,303 images, icons, shapes, phrases, all of that malarkey. You're also going to get 17 full fonts, uppercase, lowercase, numbers and punctuation, and 100 quilt blocks. You also get 100 quilt blocks in that one as well. So if you're a quilter, I remember being in the old Crate and Craft and watching Aki Quilt, and Aki Quilt dies were fabulous, and Stuart Hillard came in to do them. If you wanted a 6-inch block, you had to spend hundreds of pounds on the dies for a 6-inch block. If you then wanted a 9-inch block, you had to buy brand new dies for the 9-inch block. With this, any of these, you set the size, the block that's pre-installed into the machine's memory to the size that you want it to be once it's stitched, and you can change that. So on a Monday, you might want 6-inch block, Tuesday 8-inch block, Wednesday 9-inch block, Sunday 12-inch block. You can do it with the same files, which is super cool. It will even add a 1/4-inch seam allowance for you, and you can scan your fabric in so you can position your quilt block pieces wherever you want them to be. It's super, super, super clever. So that's your SDX 1200. All right, now $449. Your 5% discount will knock off £22.45, which brings it down to £426.55. You're then going to get £21.33 worth of points back. So what you're actually paying is £405.22. Not bad, is it, that? So the difference between this one and that one is £45. Right, Disney. We've had a lot of people ask for Disney machines, so we bought you one. This number makes me laugh. On Brother's website, it's £777.77.
You know why it's that price?
No.
It's because when they launched it, they launched it on Crate and Craft, and to make it a round whether it was $599.99 or $699.99 with the club discount, they made it $777.77 because with whatever the club discount was at the time, it brought it down to a normal price point. Wow. But it stayed at the random one forever.
£777.77.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the sevens.
All the sevens. Right, let me tell you what's in this machine. 140 quilt blocks in this one. Bigger screen. You get 1,163 images, icon shapes and phrases, borders. You also get 152 Disney designs. Now, you can resize the Disney designs and you can flip them, but you can't edit them any further than that, okay, because it's Disney. So 152, 17 fonts, and you get the calligraphy starter kit with this one as well. Now, you get one low tack and one standard tack mat. You also get your pens and your holder, and then you get your calligraphy starter kit. Now, I went to Brother and said, could we do a pen holder like the universal pen holder, but that locks at a 45-degree angle, that you can put calligraphy pens in, and then you can write in that style. And they managed to do it, which is brilliant. So you get 3 pens. I think you get a red, a blue and a black. It's got 2 different nibs on either end, and then you get the calligraphy holder. You'll also get the access to the font and to the phrases that you activate through Canvas Workspace, so you'll get that with it as well. So if that's something that's valuable to you, we're bringing it to you at $599. 5% discount, so tier 1 will give you £29.95 saving, which brings it down to $569 and 5 pence. You're going to get £28.45 worth of points back, which brings it down to £540.60. So if your calligraphy starter kit, your extra quilt blocks and your Disney is worth that extra money, then that's the one that you go for, and that's the Disney 2240D. Now, we will pre-order these for you, and then we will ship them out when they arrive to us. Right, come with me. Let's go demo, shall we? Come on, let's go and do some demonstrating. Right, so, exploding box. Let me just grab it. Stay there, Jane. I'm coming back. Hold on. Imagine if I just walked out of the room now and went, bye. I know, right? So yesterday we launched the SVG files for your exploding box. I love it with this heart in here. And I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, could you design that yourself? It would be very difficult to be able to weld the heart here, because you'd have to weld something to that like a tab, and then weld that to that, and then get all the measurements right and the angle right and the shape of the heart right. And you know what? For $4.99, it's not worth it, is it? Honestly, let's be honest, it's not worth it. Now, think about all of those files that we've bought you previously with all those patterns, you know, where we put any pattern in any panel. So if you've got 100 different patterns, you've got 100 different patterns that can go on this. Whether you cut it into the cardstock or whether you lay it on top of the cardstock, entirely up to you. But you're getting that. You also get all your matte layers for this as well. And then you get the medium exploding box that will sit inside, and then a smaller one. But of course, these are all scalable because you own a ScanNCut, right? It's good, isn't it? So first things first, I'm going to show you what I did with this. All right, so I'm going to just think this through and decide which way is the easiest way to do it. I think it's probably, let's do the word love first, all right, because then I can concentrate on the machine rather than Canvas Workspace. So let's wake it up. It goes to sleep. I know, I haven't got time to sleep. It's my machine. Right, now then, so into Canvas Workspace, we've got text in here. All right, so you've got some fonts in here as well. Canvas Workspace, just in case you don't know, there are 2 different versions. The downloadable version is more like Illustrator, where you've got drop-down menus, and it's a little bit more powerful. I am learning that, and I'm going to take my time and learn it so that when I come on air, I teach it confidently, because that's how I like to work. I don't want to come on and go, well, I might be able to do. I need to learn it, right? But you also get the web app version, and this is the one that I would advise you use to learn, because every time you hover over a button, it tells you what it does. So instead of having to learn it every single time, it tells you what it does. Now in Canvas Workspace, you've also got other fonts that aren't in your machine's memory, and this is available to everybody. And both versions of Canvas Workspace are free. So you're not paying any money for the program either, which is incredible. So I'm going to bring on, I wanted to use this font. So I went into Canvas Workspace and use this font. So I'm going to click on this. or double click on the side and you'll see that line appear, so you can then backspace. And I'm just going to put my capitals on and just type the word love, okay, and then just press enter, or click off it and then you've got the word love. Now right now that's all one word. I want them as individual letters, though I don't really think it matters with this, to be fair. Do I need to do that? Yeah, let me just show you this bit. So if I duplicate it so first things first, if I divide it, it will separate them all out into individual letters. So instead of having to add an L, then go back and put an O in, then go back and put a V in, then go back and put an E in. If I divide it, in fact, let me show you, because this is quite a good thing to know anyway. If I divide it, which is one of the little buttons, it separates all the letters out. So now if I click on the O, for example, it's the O. Now, if I've tried to divide this and it's already been divided. So the O, it sees it as the outside edge with the inside edge cut out of it. Now, if I select all of this in Canvas Workspace, go to Edit and duplicate it, so I've got another one, I can then create an outward offset on this. Right, we've getting all sorts. Going to... Oh, cycle. Sorry, I couldn't make out cycle. It looked like sickle. It's selling. I know, right. So on here, I can create a 1mm outward offset line. All right, so I can create a matte layer. So if I do 1mm outward offset and delete the original, you'll see then that I've got a matte layer, but the middle of the O has disappeared. Now, if you're a CM user, that's what you'll have to use, okay? There's no way around that, unfortunately, because this has already been divided. You can't make the inside oval smaller and the outside one bigger, so you'll work with that. Now then, if I download that word onto my USB, which I've already done, and put it in my ScanNCut, because you're working with a shape that's already been compounded or divided, when you work on an SDX, it will automatically make the outside of the O bigger, but the inside smaller, all right? So you're left with a perfect O with the aperture in the middle, all right? So I'm just gonna go into here and let me just get to the USB and eject it properly. Then I don't get told off by you all, because I do on a regular basis, especially when I forget to put my mic on, which is on a regular basis. Oh, what's going on there? You can go away. See, I get pop-ups. Right, let me eject that correctly. It's just so that your files don't get corrupted, apparently. Right, so we're going to put this into here. We're going to bring on that font so I can show you the difference, all right, because this is part of the process. And if we don't get this done in this hour, which we won't, we can carry on at 12 o'clock and then we can carry on at 6 o'clock with the stencil bit. So don't worry, you'll get your demos. So we're going to retrieve, just get that USB right. There we go. You're going to retrieve the information from the USB. Tell me it's not inserted. Wait a minute.
Technical adjustment.
Oh, it's all technology, Diane. There you go. Look at that. Right, perfect. So from the USB, and we're going to find the button. I'm going to move that out your way as well, Jane, because otherwise I'm going to end up with a fluffy mat.
Yeah, don't want a fluffy mat.
Don't want a fluffy mat. We're going to find now, when I downloaded this, I titled it text. Now, another little thing here, if you're downloading from Canvas Workspace and you do it via Wi-Fi and you've named it, it won't keep the name when you download it. If you download it onto your PC and then send it to your USB and then put your USB back in here, it keeps the title. But I wanted to show you this bit because if you ever want to type out a sentiment, if you want to adjust that, you have to then bring on one letter at a time. If you did it in Canvas and then divided it, it separates all those letters out. So it's a much quicker way of doing your text. All right, so I wanted to show you that. So I've got the word love here. All right, so I'm going to multiple select all of the letters, press OK, go to Object Edit and group it together. Now from here on an SDX, and it's the same on all of them, you've got these two concentric circles, which is exactly the same icon as you saw on Canvas Workspace to create offsets. But on an SDX, I can do it in 1/4 millimetre increments rather than 1 millimetre increments. So it always starts at 1.5, but you can go down to 1, and then you can go inward offset, so it goes to a negative, so it cuts a smaller shape. So we've got that now. Now it's already got it here. You'll see there's almost like a double line. When I pull that down now, that is my matte layer. Look what it's done with the O. It's kept that aperture. So your matte layer has that same little aperture cut out of the middle as your actual words themselves. All right, so I've got my main letter and I've also got my offset there. So the next thing I'm going to do is just put those back, so I can just undo that, and that puts both of those back on there. And then I'm going to select both and group that together for now, all right, because we need to keep that as a thing. And I'm just going to move it down into the bottom corner here. Now the next thing that I did yesterday was cut out one of these. So I increased the exploding box to 140%. Now you can also resize as a percentage in Canvas. All right, so let me show you that bit, because I'd rather do all these little bits and you learn stuff than just rush through it. So I'm going to close that down and I'm going to cancel that. If I wanted, so if I group that together first of all, when you go into your properties here, so what the shape is made up of, and I click on that, you've got your height and your width, your rotate, and then you've got all your individual line types that you can set it as a drawing only line, a cutting only line, etc, etc. Then you've also got an ability to change a dash line to a straight line or a straight line to a dash line. So you've got the ability to be able to do all that. But also what you can do, let me just select that again, when you go into here, is this little button here. Now that allows you to resize it as a percentage. So even if you've got a CM machine where it doesn't have the ability to be able to resize as a percentage, if you send your file into Canvas, you can then do that. So instead of you having to bring on, so let's say there's 6 layers to a box, instead of having to bring all 6 layers on top of each other, group them and then resize them down or up, you can now do it in Canvas Workspace as a percentage, which is brilliant. Doesn't necessarily make any difference for SDX users, but it makes a massive difference for CM users. So you can do that. So the next step that I did was I cut it out and I measured this rectangle here. And it was 88 millimeters high by 113 millimeters wide. So we're going to do that now. And then when we come back at 12 o'clock, I'm going to carry on and do where we're up to. So I'm going to bring on a basic shape from my patterns, like a square. I'm going to separate the height and the width by clicking that button. So you can see it splits the height from the width. I'm going to make it 88 high by 100 and, sorry Jane, click your arm up, 113 wide. That's why I have to write everything down, because I forget it in an instant. And we're going to set that on the mat. Okay, so we're now creating the rectangle that's going to put the word inside. Now, why am I doing this? I'm doing it because I'm using that rectangle as a positioning guide. So we're going to put that word, we're going to make it the size that we want it to be inside that rectangle, and then we're going to position that on top of the file and remove the rectangle so the word love cuts into that box side. All right, so we'll get to that bit when we come back at 12 o'clock, promise. All right, we're going to do this, and we're going to play around with the stencils. So get them into your basket now. So your exploding box code your stencil code, let's do that one. 12 different stencils. They're not stencils, are they? The drawing files, embossing files, foiling files, cutting files, all of that. You can even create outside edges for these, so you can cut them out and use them as a physical piece of card. Shop flour $9.99. Get that one in your basket because that is mega. And then your exploding box one, you can get Shop Digital. It's $4.99. $4.99. Grab that while we've got that as well. Couple of comments of newbies not understanding.
A bit too complicated.
right?
I have put a link in the YouTube.
Right,
to the
yes.
class.
So Tuesdays is about taking you on a journey and teaching you things that we can't always teach you anywhere else. But if you're brand new to ScanNCut, the first thing I want you to do is go onto our YouTube channel. There are 13 free classes that will take you from absolute basics right through to so that you know your machine. And then Leslie and Barbara, you do those two, and then on a Tuesday all this will make sense. If you haven't learnt your machine yet, none of what I'm showing you will make sense. So learn your machine first, and then we use Tuesdays to take you to a little bit more of an advanced place. All right, so Shop Digital, $4.99 will get you that. Right, now then, I am going through that wall to be with Mr. Waite, and we have got some iron-on transfers for you, brand new. They're beautiful. So I'll see you on the other side of this, and I'll see you back here at 12 o'clock. I'll go and grab yourself a cuppa. I'll see you on the other side of this.